Taking some time off, welcome to my draft analysis for Season 5 of the UNPL Pokemon Draft League. After finishing last season with the best record in the league at 8-1 and falling short in the playoffs after losing to Dapper in the quarterfinals, we are back for redemption, this time bringing back the Miami Malamarlins for this upcoming season. As far as the draft goes, each coach is given 115 points to draft between 9 and 11 Pokemon, and only Pokemon valued 6 points or lower can terastallize with some exceptions. I ended up having the 9th pick in the draft, which sucks being smack dab in the middle as I do not get the chance to draft Pokemon like Valiant or Dragapult, and I'm not close enough towards the back to make picks close together, making planning a lot harder. For those reasons, I decided to take the best Pokemon available round 1, which was Garchomp. Garchomp has great well-rounded stats with base 130 attack and a respectable 102 base speed, which can be boosted further thanks in part to setup moves in Sword Dance and Scale Shot to turn Garchomp into a potent late-game sweeper. It also functions well as a hazard center with access to both Stealth Rock and Spikes, and Garchomp's Solar Dragon ground defensive typing allows it to easily function both offensively and defensively. Next, I chose Annihilate, which paired really well with Garchomp's ability to set up hazards being a ghost type to block Rapid Spin. It also has solid bulk and can punch opponents to attempt to defog away the hazard set by Garchomp thanks to its ability in Defiant. Annihilate also has access to Rage Fist, which gets stronger every time it takes damage up to a max base power of 350. It also has Drain Punch for recovery, U-Turn for momentum, and provides my team with another Stealth Rocker if needed. It also has great coverage options with a Gunk Shot for Fairy-type Pokemon and close combat if I want to run Choice Scarf. With Garchomp and Annihilate both being weak to Fairy, I needed a Steel type, and the Steel type I settled for was Iron Crown. With 9 resistances and an immunity to poison, Iron Crown not only does well switching into Fairy-type attacks, but can also function as a formidable setup sweeper with access to moves like Agility, Calm Mind, and Iron Defense for restored powered sets, or can utilize Booster Energy in conjunction with Quark Drive to give it an immediate boost in speed or damage output, or can just function as an offensive pivot with access to Volt Switch for additional momentum for my team, while also having other solid moves at disposal like Future Sight and Psychic Noise. Next, I wanted to grab a Fairy type as most of the good ones are going quick, so I opted for Diancie, which got some solid additions to its move pool. Diancie provides me with another Stealth Rock user and Spikes. Diamond Storm, which can raise defense to make Body Press do more damage. Utility moves like Encore and Baton Passes for momentum. Can run Calm Mind to act as a strong special attacker, and can be a late game sweeper in its own right thanks to Trick Room. After getting Diancie, I wanted something immune to Earthquake, so I went with Kilowattrel next. With 125 base speed and a respectable 105 special attack, Kilowattrel provides me with a fast offensive pivot for cheap, and with access to strong stab moves in Thunderbolt and Hurricane, U-turn to pivot out on ground types, and solid abilities in Voltazor to provide me with another electric immunity, and competitive to act as another way to punish opponents going for default to clear away my hazards. While Kilowattrel gave me a ground immunity, I still wanted a natural ground resist next, so I went with Zarude next. Zarude provided me with a ground resist and psychic immunity with its Grass Dark typing. It also has access to strong stab options with Power Whip and Knockoff. Its signature move in Jungle Healing provided recovery while also removing any annoying stats like Burn, U-turn for more momentum for my team, and setup options like Bulk Up, Sword Stance, and Trailblaze to boost Zarude's speed while also getting useful utility options in Encore and Taunt to deter opponents using setup or recovery. Next up, I decided to get Vaporeon, providing me with a bulky water type and a water immunity thanks to Water Absorb. It also provides my team with Wish support to heal back up Pokemon like Annihilate and Garchomp, momentum options in either Baton Pass and Flip Turn, Scald to potentially snag a burn on physical attackers, and Vaporeon's typing makes it a formidable sweeper with access to both Acid Armor and Calm Mind while also having solid utility moves with Haze, Roar, and Yawn to deter setup even further. Next up, we have Arcanine, providing the team with a Nera Fairy resist, an offensive fire type, 2 solid abilities thanks to Intimidate and Flash Fire to either weaken physical attackers or grab me an immunity to fire for Pokemon Iron Crown and Zarude, which are both weak to fire, and more importantly, it provides my team with priority thanks to extreme speed, which I was seriously lacking. Afterwards, I went with Grafaiai next, which provided me a solid base speed of 110, another knockoff user to go along with Zarude, Prankster with moves like Encore and Parting Shot to deter setup from the opponent and to weaken the opponent, along with providing me additional momentum for the rest of my team. Unburden to act to turn Grafai into a late game sweeper. And Poison Touch allows me to give contact moves like U-Turn and Low Kick a 30% chance to poison. More importantly, Grafai gives my team a grounded poison type, so I am not hampered by toxic spikes from my opponent, as well as giving me a ghost immunity thanks to it being part normal. Lastly, I decided to get a little bit more offensive, and I wanted to have some fun with a lower tier Pokemon. So I decided with my last pick to take Bruxish. Bruxish gave me a more offensive water type to do more damage with moves like Wave Crash, Aqua Jet for more priority, Flip Turn for momentum, and has access to Strong Jar to boost the power of biting moves like Psychic Fangs and Crunch. Plus, I can utilize Bruxish's other ability in Dazzling to block priority moves like First Impression and Sucker Punch in case I decide to bring a setup variant, since it does get access to moves like Sword Dance and Agility. As for my Terra Captains, I only have 2 options, considering only Pokemon 6 points and below can Terra, with some exceptions, and you can only have a budget of 12 points you can use for your Terra Captains, with a maximum of 3 Pokemon having the ability to Terra. Also, you're not restricted to having a stab option as a Terra type, meaning I can choose whatever 3 Terra types I want. In this instance, I decided to make my Terra Captains Grafai, which can Terrasilize into either a Dark type to boost moves like Knock Off and Foul Play, while also turning Grafai's Psychic Weakness into an immunity. Terra Flying pairs really well with Unburdened sets and boosts the power of Acrobatics, while also removing the weakness to Ground. And Terra Ground allows Grafai to hit Rock and Steel type Pokemon that resist Grafai's Dual Stab, and it was chosen over my Terra Fighting to remove Grafai's weakness to Psychic. And my other Terra Captain is Bruxish, which can Terrasilize into either a Water type to boost the power of moves like Wave Crash, Flip Turn, and Aqua Jet. Terra Grass allows Bruxish to hit other Water type Pokemon with super effective damage, and Terra Fairy flips the script on Bruxish's Bug and Dark weakness by turning them into resistances, and is helpful against First Impression and Sucker Punch users if I'm not running Dazzling. So that's my team for Season 5 of the UNPL Pokemon Draft League. I lack Hazard Control this time around, with no Pokemon having access to Defog or Rapid Spin, as all the good removal was already taken, and I didn't want to get a subpar Pokemon just to deal with that issue. So, what do you think of my team? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe, as Draft League content will be going up every single Saturday. I'm also on my way with 1,000 subscribers, and I can only get there with your support. So be on the lookout for the Miami Malamarlins UNPL Week 1 battle next week. Be sure to also check out all the amazing coaches taking part in the UNPL, and until the next time, this is Tone, signing out for now. Peace out.